Hello and welcome to Note to File, a clinical research podcast.
A collection of interviews, candid commentary, and general nonsense for the clinical research community.
Check us out at notetofilepodcast.com.
And now, without further ado, on to the
show. All right, guys, welcome to another Note to File. First sticky note of 2026, yeah?
I cannot believe it took us till the 20th of January, but yeah, it's our first sticky notes. Crazy
stuff. We should have an exciting 2026 coming up, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm like just thinking through like March at this point. Like I haven't even gotten past like what the rest of the year is going to look like. But I mean, that's this space, right? Like February, March is like even January, I guess, is conference heavy. And then you get like the September, October wave as well. So we're in it right now from that perspective.
Yeah, it is. It seems kind of to be in like two chunks, like early year and then end of year with, maybe a small gap in between there. But, always good stuff.
Yeah. What about you? You excited for the 2026?
Yeah, I mean, sure.
It's going to be a banger year in the high school tower house.
Got to keep getting better, I mean, it's got to keep getting better.
It can be either really cynical or really positive.
Well, I like to alternate depending on the day of the week, it just depends. Today, I thought you might be interested to know that today is National Cheese Lovers Day.
Oh, it's my holiday. It's just, I mean, I feel like I'm a living, breathing stereotype of Wisconsin in some variety. Like I love cheese. Like let me think about it. How many cheeses do I have right now in my fridge?
Let me guess.
Let me think. Okay, you guess. I have to count.
I mean, the fact that you have to count is problematic.
Okay,
I'm gonna guess 7.
8. That also includes like slices and shredded. So I have like a sliced cheddar, a shredded cheddar, because I'm lazy.
I mean, what's the best? What's the best cheese? I mean,
like
and if you're watching, guys, comment your favorite cheeses.
I mean, I feel like you need to break them up into like subcategories of like soft cheeses, aged cheeses.
Oh my god!
Right?
No, don't do that.
So I love goat cheese. I have a very big soft spot for anything that has goat cheese in it.
Goat cheese is very good. I'm a fan of goat cheese.
There's also like a super good like 10-year aged sharp cheddar from a place called Hooks here in Wisconsin. That is like it just like crumbles, absolutely delicious. Okay. I mean, it really just depends on what you're like. I don't know. What about you?
No, I mean,
I could talk about this for probably 30 minutes.
Cheese whiz in a can. I like that.
It's very Oklahoma of you.
I mean, you're not wrong. I don't know. I'm the same. I like pretty much all cheeses. I don't really know if I have a favorite. I think it just depends. Depends on the day of the week.
So I think the thing is, I lived in Florida for a period of time.
Yellow and white. Hey, George.
Damn it, George.
Hey, George,
no.
Get the fuck out of here. What is yellow and white?
Yellow and white cheese? But it depends. There could be Colby Jack if you're having them combined. Ooh, okay. I'm not mad at that non-US feta.
I mean,
like a Greek feta, right?
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I've only eaten feta in the U.S., so I don't know if that qualifies or not.
You can look on the label; it'll tell you where it's from.
Yeah, feta's legit.
But like I lived in Florida for a period of time, and I remember going grocery shopping for one of like the first times, and I was like, "Where's the cheese section?" They're like, "Yeah, it's right here." And I was like, "No, like the other cheese section, because you have multiple cheese sections." And like, I mean, we have ones with like aisles of just different cheeses. It's just wonderful.
Yeah, cheese, a very cheese heavy culture.
Great for the arteries.
You guys have up there.
Well, we're also known for beer and brats, so we're really, really bringing it home.
It's good, and yet I'm probably still less obese than Oklahoma somehow. So well done.
I actually think that's accurate. Yeah.
We don't need cheese to get fat. We can get fat without it.
Well, I think cheese whiz might be part of the problem.
Well, that's probably true. I think it's a lot of like. George's like we have a lot of just it's like shitty American cheese. I mean, look, you can get all the fancy cheeses here too. We're not. We don't ride horses.
That's not how you get to the office.
We have access to all the same cheeses that most people.
You have some stable by your office building.
I mean, yeah, so I just hitch it to the post when I get here, and I'm good to go.
Fun fact.
All the while eating craft
Jesus.
singles. I just eat craft singles. I just open them up and eat them with nothing.
I've never been able to get down on the craft singles life.
Dude, underappreciated. Look, obviously not a good and fancy cheese to have, but like I'll eat it. I'll eat craft singles. I don't give a shit.
I mean, there's something to
I think you're better than me, but
I mean, I don't think.
All right. Shout out craft singles.
Mm-hmm.
I also like, whatever. I also eat 25-year cave aged Swiss Rovart, so.
You know what we should do sometime? There's this. Have you heard about the Missouri cheese caves?
No, I feel like you made that up.
I did not. I will send you an article and we'll cover it on the next Sticky Notes.
Dreamed of in a fever
No, it's government cheese. It's the government cheese to subsidize the farm and dairy industry. There's like some massive cave that has a shit ton of cheese. I think it's in Missouri, and it's just like sitting there because like the government bought it to subsidize farm shit back in the day. Okay. I'm gonna find an article. I'm gonna send it to you, and we'll talk about it on Thursday.
Perfect. That's why you tune in to Note to File. Thank you, all 6 of you who are listening.
Cheese lore.
It's for the cheese lore. All right. I guess we should probably talk about clinical research a little bit.
Maybe.
Notably, it was actually going to kind of do this out of order, I think. Notably, it was JPM last week.
Mm-hmm.
What is JPM?
Well, I think that's the funniest thing about JPM is that no one actually goes to JPM. Like, I mean, yes, people go to JPM, but it's all like invite only. But it's this massive, like, everyone descends on the city, and it's like everyone goes to JPM, but no one goes to JPM.
Yeah, that's kind of always been my understanding, and also my recent experience. But I mean, really, what is it supposed to be? It seems like it's just a collection of people making announcements.
Well, I mean, it's all banking-ish, like like underpinnings of it, right?
It's all about the money, right? People are there to meet investors and get funding and et cetera, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's
make announcements. Say important things that are going to make people want to give them more money or increase the value of their stock.
Yep.
Or et cetera. Okay, that's fair. And obviously, like to your point, there's a crap load of people who show up, have side meetings and whatnot. So what's interesting, I mean, you probably saw a lot of stuff on your feed.
I have thoughts on what I saw on my feed.
Oh, please. That's what we're here for.
So I thought it was interesting. I mean, all last week, every day you're getting announcements of so-and-so is partnering with so-and-so. And again, all mine are life science based. So I'm watching, it's a lot of pharma, a lot of med tech, a lot of, vendors in the space, right? Like making announcements of partnerships and some like M&As. I think they talk about this here in this article, like as far as in the life sciences space, like the M&A activity was not massive compared to previous years or like mega deals, right? Like what's it, Boston Scientific? Made like a $14.5 billion acquisition. But like other than that, really not these major M&A plays that you've seen in previous JPM years. So there's a lot of like that type of announcement. And a lot of people being like, oh, it's going to be really big in the obesity space. It's going to be competitive, or like it's going to be a banger year in novel oncology therapies. A lot of the announcements I saw seemed like people were making announcements because they had a microphone and a podium, not because they had something to announce.
Right.
So it's like everyone had an announcement for JPM, but none of them, like, it was hard to say, like, what's like actually like announcement worthy. I don't know. Didn't seem like a whole lot, quite frankly.
Yeah, that's fair. And this article and others, they do kind of go into some of these AbbVie announcing licensing agreements and mostly a lot of announcements of licensing agreements.
Right. Which, like, does anyone, if it wasn't JPM, would anyone have would this have been anyone's headlines?
Yeah, maybe not. I mean, it probably still would be I guess quote unquote news, but definitely not on the scale of probably what it was. And then something I did see brought up like as an aside with people talking about is sort of the race, I guess, for the US to try to keep up with China, which I think this touches on a little bit, which I think is
very real.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, frankly, I'm not that smart, but people seem to really want to lean into like the idea of, you know, things we've talked about in the past, like deregulation. And actually there was I saw a little clip with, this is how bad I like the fucking stupid FDA guy, McCary, basically saying like, oh, you know, we have all these, everyone has these local IRBs and like, it's just screwing everything up and making everything go slower, which I don't inherently disagree with, and that there need to be, he said, more central IRBs, which like I don't know if that's true. But yeah, I mean, we've already got two mega behemoths who, you know.
Well, I mean, it's probably like the, you know, monopoly argument where you want to give people more choices to keep.
Do you think this administration cares about monopolies being a problem?
Fair point.
That's my only like thing. So I mean, but you know, even then, I'm like, we have central IRBs. I don't think there's a bottleneck. There's not a bottleneck of like, there's too many studies to review from central IRBs, right? Like that's not an issue.
Well, like, I mean, did this guy pick up a press release from 15 years ago and was like, this is the hot thing. We're going to talk about this now. Because I feel like this was like back in 2010 was when we were like, yeah, like the comings of all of this was coming up for like the IRB space.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's, I mean, maybe so. And again, I don't disagree. I've been in, you know, obviously I've worked in academia. I know it can take a year to get a study approved. And by the time you do, the study's done if you're working with, you know, also private sites. And if you're only working with academic sites, that is a huge delay that you're putting on drugs getting to market. I don't know enough about China's, how they do stuff to know if like, if that's a good comparison to make, because I mean, doesn't China like invest in science? And like, we can't have it both ways. We can't be like, we're going to take away all your grant money, but also, why aren't you going faster?
We got to beat China.
Yeah, but
do it.
But do it without any grants. It's
your bootstraps. That's what you do it with.
So it feels like one of those things. It's like, yeah, great. That'd be a great idea, but that seems like it would require, it's going to require, you know, like investment and in infrastructure and in, you know, giving some money out to do those things. And it seems like it's a mixed message, I guess, depending seeing what they've done versus now what they're saying.
Well, I mean, because it makes sense that there's like this semblance of like nationalism and wanting to like continue to make America great but we're not investing in it. So of course, but so it's like, there's this idea like, yeah, we want this, but they're not acting like they do.
Yeah. And I don't know too. Maybe this is naive or I just don't know, but like if China develops a drug and it is great for everyone and is also sold in the United States, like, isn't that still the point, is to get drugs approved? It's not like, yeah, but I want to be the one, I want to be the one to do it, not you.
Is that the point though?
Well, no, I guess that's, again, maybe naive to think that.
I mean, yes, that is in theory what we would hope the situation to be, right? Like we want to create better treatments. Like in our industry, we want to create better treatments and therapies for conditions to treat and have folks live with these more applicably, right? Like, but is that what we actually want? Like, depends on who you're talking to.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. Yeah. And you guys out there, comments, anything that you guys saw from JPM, feel free. I'd be curious to hear other people's takeaways.
But I'm curious about why the landscape is the way it was regarding some of the like, I don't know, lack of major M&A things that we've seen in previous years. Like what specific, like folks who are in that sector, who are in the investment space more knowledgeably than I am, which is most anyone in the space.
Hey, money folks.
Money people.
Tell us stuff.
I'd be interested to see like why we think that happened. But.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't, you know, add this. I didn't add this, but I know George, you know, reached out and pointed out to like we saw Worldwide Acquired Catalyst clinical research, which I guess is a CRO buying another CRO.
Yeah.
So there have been some other like examples. I mean, those are not necessarily maybe the most like blockbuster deals. They're, I mean, significant nonetheless. But so maybe we will start to see some pickup. And then I don't know. It always seems it's been this way for like a year though, right? Like optimism. We're coming in with optimism that things are turning around and getting better, and then it's kind of like, well, but nothing really.
Well, right, and it's a lot of speculation too. I mean, like, what was a lot of the things that came out of JPM as well? It was like talking about like the patent cliff for pharma, which is coming up for a lot of big drugs, and then also AI, because of course.
Yeah, and we'll talk a little bit more about some of the AI stuff here in just a minute. Shout out George. Favorite takeaway from the week: the Russell 2000 Growth Index finished positive in Q4. Up 1.2% in some reports, or higher in others. This was heavily reliant on this specific narrow sector, with the sector itself, biotech pharma, experiencing gains of 28% and 19% respectively in that quarter. So I have to assume that's a positive indicator.
Yeah.
So that is interesting. So, we'll wait and see. If it means more studies for me and my site, then hip hip hooray. Let's hope for that. Now we have seen some more stuff coming here in the early quarter, although it's hard to tell if that's just the dead zone of the Q4, and then when Q1 ramps up, it's ready to go. But we've definitely seen a not insignificant amount of study opportunities flying around, so that's probably a good
positive sign. Yeah,
I like it. Keeps me in sneakers, keeps me in fancy cheeses.
Sneakers and cheese.
Yeah, that's it. So to go back to a little bit about AI, and this is something that I don't have the most knowledge about, maybe you can help with, but this was announced, I don't know if it was announced at JPM or like right around JPM, but Anthropic kind of expanding Claude for some use cases in life sciences, and jumped out, to me specifically, are some specific clinical trial companies.
Well, I think that was the whole thing. Like they talked about, like the first several iterations of Claude was much more healthcare, more generalizable, and they had some life science specific pieces in it. But this announcement where they really doubled down in trying to expand life science functionality within for Claude, for expanding Claude for life sciences.
I wasn't. There's a new computer. It's my first day on the job.
It's that. We'll just keep saying it's that. It'll be a year from now. New computer. Don't worry. But that's interesting. I mean, they talked about like the different utilizations, different partnerships. I think it's interesting, right? Like where folks are using this in different facets and a lot of different. I mean, you scroll down, there's like different companies that are using it.
Interested to know. So you've got metadata, enabled metadata study feasibility customers can use Claude to securely access metadata's historical trial enrollment information, as well as information about site performance. So that's interesting. The whole clinical, I mean, again,
that one was interesting to me.
The clinicaltrials.gov provides Claude with information on drug and device development pipelines, as well as patient recruitment planning, site selection, and protocol design. I'm unclear how that, I mean, clinicaltrials.gov data is dog shit.
Well, that's where
what are you going to do? How are you going to use that?
This is where a lot of this, I think, is fascinating. And I would love to know a little bit more how they plan for this, because I think that's inherently been a challenge in using AI to the scale it really could, is that the data fundamentally that we use has holes, right?
Yeah,
and it's known. And like even
like a Swiss cheese.
Like a Swiss cheese. Our data is like Swiss cheese, which is delicious, although I do tend to prefer Gruyere. But I think it's interesting because like you're feeding it, you're building these LLMs based on flawed data. And I mean, like by design, we weren't testing drugs equally for a long time. We didn't care about it. So you're not representing populations in data, for example, or even like other different, diversity initiatives or whatever we're doing here.
Sure.
So what are we doing? Like how are they accounting for that? I think it's fascinating.
Yeah, but some interesting other use cases. I think drafting clinical trial protocols, which I think that would be that would make a lot of sense, potentially be great. Tracking important indicators like enrollment and site performance, which I have to imagine they're already doing without necessarily fancy AI. Something like preparing regulatory submissions is another thing where I feel there's, I mean, I would have to think that would make things a whole lot easier. And I was reading about even like FDA using it to get not approvals, but to get, INDs pushed through like within days rather than, months.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I think it's interesting because I think this is like, I'd like to know more just of like frankly, their business model, because they have a ton of different folks who are relying on Claude for their commercial offerings. And then so what is Anthropic doing from their commercial offerings? I just find the whole thing interesting because, of course, not everyone's going to develop their own LLM. It'd be silly. It's expensive. It's labor intensive.
No, I've got my own.
Yeah, okay.
No, wow, that was very dismissive immediately.
Your dictionary on your desk is actually not.
Yeah, that's
no.
That counts. That counts.
So it's interesting. I mean, I have a ton of questions, which I don't know if we'll get answers to because I don't think it's necessarily privy to that, but I find it interesting.
And when you got a bunch of people saying stuff in Banner Health, Novo Nordisk, Qualified Health, GenMab, Sanofi, Elation, Edison, Viz AI, Flatiron, which was an interesting one. Viva.
Yep.
Skip out. ID, Schrodinger, Premier. So yeah, I mean, interesting.
A bunch of folks are using it, right? So I think it's cool that we're seeing an investment specifically in the space, which again, like you can have general like LLMs and other AI models, which work for like Gemini and ChatGPT. But when you start to get into specifics, you need to have a model that represents that. So it's cool to see this being grown and developed, and hopefully it can help us incorporate AI better. But again, I think because our industry has so many known data holes, it'll be interesting to see how that's being handled.
Indeed. Well, again, time will tell. We'll see. Last thing. I mean, this was look, it's not wanting to load. Government conspiracy.
Well, this is the one you posted about over the weekend, maybe?
Yep. We'll give it a second and we'll let it load. I think, this is government hackers trying to keep us from talking about it. They're trying to silence this podcast.
Yeah, it must be. We're such a big important voice.
It's because of its influence. I'm gonna break my whole computer.
Oh, snaps.
There we go.
Oh.
So just, a paltry 1.6 million grant given to a vaccine study that ended up being, let's say, questionable. I know we're already getting kind of close to time, so I'm not going to necessarily belabor every point, but I think this is worth reading if you're especially in the clinical research world. As we know, there's been maybe a little bit of a coordinated effort to downplay how important vaccines are. They want to run a randomized controlled trial in Guinea that would give a birth dose of hepatitis B vaccine to half of the 14,000 newborn participants, but not to the other half, in order to study whether the birth dose has potentially negative health effects such as skin ailments or neurodevelopmental disorders. That sounds like a familiar design. To get the Tuskegee experience.
I mean, they're not inmates. They're just
not
inmates.
They're just innocent
weirdly,
children.
Also, correct me if I'm wrong. I think, I know inmates are pretty sure newborns are also qualified as a vulnerable population when conducting research. I think. I don't know. I'm going out on a limb here.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that also, just seems to conveniently coincide with a shift in policy that we're going to just no longer recommend, the hepatitis B vaccine at birth, which is widely credited with virtually eliminating transmission of the disease from mothers to infants.
Yeah, but you know what? You don't have a skin condition, so.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's hard to say, but this became, for all of the funding that got pulled from legitimate scientists, this was a funding priority, apparently.
It's so fucked up.
Yeah, and you go deeper, the just more ridiculous.
I think it's pretty ick.
Let's see what we've got here. Where we go with global health experts. It's unethical, proposing to not provide potentially life-saving birth dose of the vaccine. No shit. To half of the newborn study participants. In a nation where almost 1/5 of adults and more than 1/10 of children are infected with hepatitis B, infants who contract the disease face steep odds. They have a 90% chance of developing chronic hepatitis B, and a quarter are likely to die from cirrhosis, liver cancer, and other outcomes. A fate more devastating in poor countries that lack advanced care.
Also, just a thought, weirdly, even if it does have some semblance of negative results, right? Seems probably better than the alternative.
Yeah. I mean, really, again, can't say it any better here. Nowhere near where a study of this type should be both scientifically and ethically, So yeah, I don't know. I think it's worth reading further into. I mean, I doubt, jack shit's going to come of it, because it's just people kind of get away with whatever, I guess, nowadays. But interesting. I think another one of those things that, again, like we've tried to come so far since, a lot of the past terrible shit we've done in clinical trials, and for this kind of stuff to still be not just happening, but explicitly pushed by the government is less than ideal.
Yeah.
Let's say.
I mean, ideal. We already have massive amounts of trust issues, period. And we say, don't worry about it. We don't do that anymore.
Oh, except we sort of do. We do it in other places.
We don't do it here, though.
Yeah, we just do it.
Don't worry. Just foreign babies.
Just the faceless foreigners that.
It's a third world country, babies. You'd never meet them. Don't worry.
Yeah, don't worry. All good. So yeah, that's disappointing. That's disappointing. Not a big fan.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go on the record as saying I'm not a fan of that.
Good.
Just in case there's any ambiguity. So yeah, I mean, great way to round it out. And it's super depressing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, I also feel like that's kind of the, I don't know, pessimistic state of the world we're in right now.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes. On the plus side, there is an SOS regional meetup at the end of this month in Raleigh. So come see me in Raleigh. Scope's coming up immediately after that. I imagine all Scope of you fools listening to this will be at Scope.
We should do a live stream from Scope.
Okay. Let's
find some time in my busy booth schedule to make it happen.
You can do that. Anybody out there wants to potentially join or troll, otherwise troll while we do it.
Yeah, and, I could prefer that. That'd be fun.
Let us know. And yeah, and then we have SOS's big guy in the beginning of March. So come out to that as well. So again, off to a rip-roaring start here in 2026. Cool. Rock and roll. Anything else? I think, what are we going to do on Thursday?
Talk about cheese caves in Missouri.
Done. Done. I promise to get some additional guests booked here over the next couple of weeks.
No, they want to hear us talk about cheese. That's what happens.
I mean, I hope this is our highest rated show of all, just because it talks so much about cheese. And believe me, when I write the description for this, it's going to be very cheese based. A lot of cheese puns. So
I am thrilled to read it.
Prepare yourselves for that. All right. Rock and roll, guys. Anything else to send us out?
Talk to you on Thursday.
All right. See you on Thursday. Have a good week. Peace.
See ya.
Thanks for listening to Note to File. We're committed to continuing to bring you independent and unfiltered coverage of the clinical trial industry.
We want to talk about what you want to hear. So if you have something on your mind, hit us up at notetofilepodcast.com.